How goes it, ladies and gents? I'm Enzo and this is Back to the Basket. I'm inviting you to join me in the DeLorean as we go all the way back to 1991. A lot of great music came out in 91. A couple of albums that really jumped out of the speakers and took off were Nevermind by Nirvana and a personal favorite, the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. Now, if those two powerhouse albums had equivalents on the court, then it would have to be Hello, 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 Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. That year, the Bulls' 1-2 punch were going for the kill. Everyone should have known when MJ liquefied the Knicks the first round with a move for the ages. You know the move, when he faked out Oak and Starks with a hezzy, then spun back baseline to hammer it down on Ewing. It was a futuristic play back then, and it seems futuristic till this very day. Shortly after, the duo obliterated their arch nemesis, aka the Pistons, in 4 to make it to the finals for the first time, where they defeated the Lakers. As a fan of the purple and gold, it was heartbreaking to see MJ switch hands in mid-air, chug down a can of beer, and lay the ball in for 2. That play was symbolic for how his airness and pip rendered their opponents helpless. As a result, MJ snatched the league's alpha status from Magic, who had no choice but to give it away, give it away, give it away. It was hard to watch. I sports hated MJ for it, but that's all water under the bridge now, and that's enough Red Hot Chili Pepper puns. But hey, don't get us wrong, Magic wasn't trash that postseason. If you were an album, he'd be 10 by Pearl Jam. Though that album was named after another basketball player. Magic was pretty awesome that year. He did outduel a prime Clyde Drexler in the Western Conference Finals, and his numbers in the championship weren't too shabby either, so there you go. You know, I'll always show Magic love. Hip-hop was also making power moves in 91, evident in the rise of supergroups like De La Soul. And of course, Tribe Called Quest. It was exciting, just like the last stand of Run TMC. Tim Hardaway, Mitch, Richmond, and Chris Mullin made the Dubs arguably the most fun to watch crew in the NBA. They weren't going to win it all, but you had to root for them. A pioneer of the run-and-gun high-scoring style, they made it to the second round of the 91 playoffs despite being only a 7th seed. Those were fun times, but not for the number 2 seed Spurs. Run TMC disbanded later that year. Perhaps they were too ahead of their time. Now on to films. 91 had several classics. To name a few, there's Hook, aka the best Peter Pan movie ever, starring Robin Williams, rest in peace, Dustin Hoffman, and Phil Am thespian Dante Basco as Rufio. Rufio! There's also Martin Scorsese's Cape Fear with Robert De Niro, and of course the Oscar-winning picture The Silence of the Lambs. Kids, check those films out and show some respect to them, as you should show respect to DERRICK Coleman and Kenny Anderson. In 91, DC was named NBA Rookie of the Year and was looked at as the next great power forward. Complacency and injuries would eventually make him a what-if story, but he's an OG nonetheless. His former teammate, on the other hand, was drafted 2nd overall in the same year. Along with Rod Strickland and Nick Van Exel, you gotta consider Kenny Anderson as one of the godfathers of modern-day ball handling. Just remember, before the Nets had KD and Kyrie, they had DC and Kenny. Another thing we should all remember is that Shawn Kemp got robbed in the 91 Slam Dunk Contest. I mean, props to D Brown, his dunks weren't that bad, but the Rain Man's rim assaults were just sick. He took off from a step beyond the foul line, cocked the ball back, while stretching his legs for a cartoonish aerial pose. The trophy should have been awarded to him as soon as he landed. I just want to say, Mr. Kemp, you're a dunk champion in our book. We've been mentioning a lot of game changers in this episode, and we can't leave out Alvin Patrimonio. In 1991, the captain signed an unprecedented offer sheet from the Pepsi Hotshots worth 25 million pesos. Of course, Pure Foods matched the gargantuan proposal, prompting the eventual 1991 league MVP to stay with his mother team. It was a seminal moment as it opened the floodgates for the multi-million paychecks that the PBA players are enjoying today. From one PBA legend to another, let's discuss Alan Kaydik and his 79-point outing on November 21, 1991. While his pregnant wife was laboring in the hospital, the trigger man, playing for Tivoli at that time, spent his day dropping 17 three-pointers on Ginebra, en route to a 79-point performance. A single game scoring record that's unlikely to be broken anytime soon. The things fatherhood can do to, authentic, of course. Now let's talk about college hoops. College hoops in 1991 were, to use 90s speak, rad. Christian Laettner started his reputation as the most hated jock in America after leading Duke to its first back-to-back NCAA championship. Drawing the eye of the masses with his movie star looks and a swag that screamed privileged, Laettner took it all in stride and became a champ along with Grant Hill and Coach K as the Blue Devils defeated the Jayhawks in the finale. To know more about why everyone wanted a piece of this dude, you guys gotta watch 30 for 30. The doc is called I Hate Christian Laettner. Now back to Manila, collegiate basketball was being dominated by a 5'7" guy who went by the name of Johnny Abarrientos. Along with his partner in crime Vic Pablo, Johnny A led the FEU Tamaraws to the 1991 UAAP Finals versus the Green Archers. It was a championship to remember for all the wrong reasons, as LaSalle's victory got forfeited ultimately because of a technical error. This led to a rematch that DLSU never showed up for. For that, Johnny A and the rest of the Tams were automatically crowned champions. A year later, Abarrientos completed a more decisive title run before becoming, as per Coach Tim Cone, the greatest point guard in PBA history. Gotta agree with Coach Tim Cone there. On November 7th, 1991, Magic Johnson shocked everyone when he announced his retirement due to his HIV infection. During that time, a positive HIV test was considered to be a death sentence. Man, you could just imagine how the sports world got rocked to its core when the dreadful news came to light. Now, without exaggeration, it was like one of your heroes literally saying he was dying. Yeah, back then, everyone was still ignorant of how it all worked. Thankfully, the fighter that he is, Magic won against the Thing. He made a brief NBA comeback, returned to the Lakers as an exec, and made a few questionable picks, brought LeBron to LA, and is now one of the most unintentionally funniest characters on the Twitterverse. I love you forever, Magic. Well, that's 1991 in hoops, and for the Clipper fans, 91 was Kawhi's birth year, June 29th. Maybe you wanted to know that. If you haven't yet, check out our episode about 1995. We talk about Hakeem, Penny, Rahel Meneses, and all that good stuff. Is there a particular year you'd like us to explore? Leave a comment in the section below. We hope you enjoyed this ride, and we'll see you all next time. Be excellent to each other.